thank you all so much. Listen, this is not a fight about the bus drivers, it's not about the thing. This is about organized labor and how corporations just continue to wilt away what workers have gained over 50 years. And we, as 2222, the IBW, Organized Labor, Greater Labor Council, and the AFL, can't allow this. Whether it's 5 bus drivers, 4 bus drivers, 1 bus driver, we have to protect everybody. So it's an honor for me to stand here representing 2222 and assuring all of you we are with you because you've been there for us, and I thank you ever so much.
Merci beaucoup. I am honored to be here with you this evening to restate my support for all of Boston Public School drivers. Of all the unions in the city, you deserve support from the public. You deserve support from the parents. You deserve support from the teachers. You deserve support from every union in the city of Boston. Because you have demonstrated your integrity, you have demonstrated your strength, you've negotiated great contracts for school bus drivers. In fact, you have now become a victim of your success. That's why they're going after your leadership. You're too good. You're too effective. You're too strong. But you know what? You must stay together. You must not allow yourselves to be picked off one by one, because it's not just the workers who will be paying the price. You know, the Boston City Council and the mayor approved the budget last week. It's a $2.7 billion budget. And the school department said they could not afford to transport 7th and 8th graders to and from school. So they've decided to cut $8 million from the school department's budget, put our children on the MBTA buses. Some will have to leave home at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, if not earlier, just to get to school in the dark during the winter. Some will have to come home in the dark. All will be at increased risk of the streets because they no longer have the benefit, the safety, and the security of the services offered by our school bus drivers who are trained to protect and serve our children. The plan to take our children off the buses, the 7th and 8th graders, was ill-advised. It creates even more instability and insecurity and disruption in the lives of our children. If we're committed to their education, why are we subjecting them to so much turmoil at their young age? Remember, I said $8 million is what they said they're going to cut. I identified more than $30 million of anticipated revenue for next year that was not even considered when the budget was passed last week. So we have a budget that understates the revenue by more than $30 million, when ultimately, if that budget holds, be laying off more school bus drivers. But worse than that, we are undercutting some very important support for our children. They need comfort when they go to school. I'm not at all apologetic about that. I want our children to be comfortable when they go to school. I don't see them taking a ride on the MBTA as some type of rite of passage. They have a right to have a school bus to take them to school. So I want every parent of a 7th and 8th grader to make sure their voices are heard, to support their children.
That's right.
Yes, I want them to support this union, but by supporting this union, they're supporting the children.
Yes.
This union, more than any other in the city of Boston has been fighting against racism and injustice, and they've been very consistent. And you deserve thanks for that.
Thank you.
You deserve thanks. You set a great example for all of our unions. So I'm going to close by simply asking you to support those leaders who were so carelessly terminated last year. It was inexcusable that you have Veolia that has violated the contract, not only getting away with doing that, but being rewarded. And guess what? When the services are taken away from our 7th and 8th graders, Veolia doesn't experience any cut at all. They get the same pay. There's something basically wrong about that. We must stand together. We must unite. We must support our leaders who have been terminated, but most of all, we must support our children and continue to fight for equal education in the city of Boston. We must never return to the days of segregated and unequal education in the city of Boston. God bless you. Keep up the fight. The future of our children depend on it. Thank you very much. Keep up the fight. Protect our workers.
Did you guys hear that? Yes. I can hear you. Yes. What do we must do? Fight. What do we must do? Keep up the fight. That's right. Let me hear you say, justice for the children. Justice for the drivers.
Justice for the drivers.
Safety for the children.
Safety for the children.
Justice for the drivers.
Justice for the drivers.
Union. Are we together? Are we together? That's what we are. Thank you.
Now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you a great leader in Boston, the Boston Labor Council, Rick Rogers.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. I come here not only with my supporters, the head of the Greater Boston Labor Council, but on the way down here, our AFL-CIO State President, Steve Tolman, called me, and he's 100% behind your struggle. I'll tell you what we're not going to put up with in Boston. Nobody. It's some foreign firm coming in here and trying to knock people's wages down that have fought for 30 years. That's what we call union busting. The Greater Boston Labor Council says no to union busting. So we're with you. This needs to be resolved at the bargaining table. And I talked to your leaders here, and they have the nerve to be asking you to give back on your health care, not even give you inflation and level wage increases. This firm is paid by the taxpayers of the city of Boston. That money belongs in workers' pockets, not in some French company.
Yes.
So we're with you. We need your leaders back to work, and we need a contract. And we know one thing I've known for many years with 8751, there's no quitting this union. We'll be behind you 100% till you're back with justice and a good contract. Thank you.
Sisters and brothers,